said that from an outside point of view that Orlando really did play well defensively. So what can you take from that moving forward?
Yeah, for me, it's just a little bit of we lost our way at the beginning of the game. We exposed ourselves to too many transitions. I don't think we were quite controlled enough with the ball, and we know that's Atlanta's big strength. So they got in between us and got around us and had a couple attacking chances. Turned into the penalty decision, which I thought was a little harsh, but it is what it is. And then our reaction to that was fairly strong. We went right down the field, had a chance to score on them. But then still, I thought we just were a little bit too hectic about it, a little bit too direct. That turned into more transitions against us, which led to the second goal. The second half was exactly what we were looking for the beginning of the game. Some of that, I think, is a little bit dictated by the opposition being 2 goals up, but also a good portion of that is dictated by just our positioning and our mentality and our decision to be a little bit more calm with the ball and in more control.
Speaking of actually that being defensively in the second half, one thing I kind of noticed was when Yuri came in, that kind of stopped Atlanta from even scoring in the second half. I believe it was a couple counterattacks where Yuri kind of stopped them and then kind of just helped push the ball up. Is that something kind of you were kind of hoping for? Obviously, Christian didn't have a great game, but Yuri coming in there and kind of putting an effect there.
Yeah, I thought Yuri came on with a very positive performance, and Yuri's a high-level player. That's why we brought him here. He's been a player that's been waiting for his opportunity to start in a match. He's come into some matches and had some really positive contributions. I would say this one was his most positive one. Very, very sound tactical player, but can also get around the park and make tackles.
I know you always said that competition is good amongst the players. When you see competition now in the midfield with Yuri now kind of stepping in, is that kind of what you wanted to see this far in the season so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as I've said before, I mean, Yuri's the one that's been getting the most minutes and showing people what he's capable of, but we have other players in other positions that we believe strongly in as well. And when they get their opportunities, we think that they will show that we've got a lot of competition in this team. It's not just about the guys that are getting the match minutes right now.
This is kind of a natural low when you just kind of look at the schedule based on the win streak and the big high playing in Atlanta coming off that loss. Now you're on the road against a team lower in the standings. How do you kind of counterbalance maybe that kind of seeping into your team?
I'm not real concerned about going to play a team that's lower in the standings because it's Toronto. If we don't have respect for Toronto, we don't have respect for anybody. This is a very good team. The team that's a little bit hard done with some decisions that have gone against them in the past couple of games to pick up losses where they probably should have picked up draws, and then maybe a bad performance or two and a ton of injuries. And so we believe that there are going to be some important players coming back from injury for our match, and we believe that it's going to look like a Toronto that we know a lot about and we have a ton of respect for. So it's a really, really difficult place to go, which I do think says something because now we have taken this emotional loss after having 6 wins in a row, and so it will be, as it always is, about the response.
No Giovinco, I know Josie Altidore in this matchup as well. I mean, I would normally say don't give up fouls up outside the box because Giovinco is lethal there, but I mean, how are you guys going to go into Toronto?
I don't think to me, it's not something where we say, okay, they don't have Giovinco and they don't have Altidore, so we can relax. No, absolutely not. They have other players that have proven time and time again in MLS competition and in CONCACAF competition that they're quite capable of scoring and creating goals as well, so that doesn't change our mindset at all.
Even though they have a really deep bench, obviously that was shown over last season and even now with all their injuries, does it still give you a little bit of confidence knowing that Altidore and Giovinco are the 2 guys who typically were scoring against us, and the only other people that scored against us were 3 other people that scored 3 goals out of 17?
Yeah, I don't think the confidence comes from anything about our opponent. I think the confidence needs to come from within right now. And as you correctly said, in the second half against Atlanta, I think we could take a lot of confidence from that performance and say that when we really put our mind to it and play the right way, what we're looking to do, we can be quite effective.
This will be the second time you're going to play a Friday away game after a Sunday home game this year. With the schedule the way it is later in the season, does having that short week travel get you guys a little bit more experience for that?
Yeah, no, I think it's important because in June we're going to have a ton of games with Open Cup coming as well. And as we go through the season, we know we're going to have multiple times where we're playing three times in a week. And so it's important to see how our guys can react to a little bit of shorter of a turnaround. Last time we did it, we did quite well.
You talked about the response. Was the response yesterday in training what you were looking for and positive moving forward?
Yesterday's training was really only involved the players that didn't play in the match. The players that played in the match were just doing regeneration, and really this week being as short as it is, we're not going to get much training. But the guys that did train, trained quite well, and so I always like to see that. You know, anytime you come from a loss and a little bit of a depressing situation, as a coach you want to see your players train hard, and that's what they did yesterday, so very appreciative of that.
Amro got called up to the preliminary roster for Egypt as his coach. How do you feel, and how excited are you for him, and how deserving do you think?
Yeah, super happy for him. You know, when we were recruiting him to come here, it was very clearly on his mind to get somewhere outside of Egypt playing, and to be playing on a regular basis, because he thought that would be the next step that would get him an opportunity with Egypt, and it turns out it has been. So really happy for him, but a little bit sad for us, because now it looks like we'll be missing 2 players for the World Cup.
Obviously, if they're missing a game because of locker room rules, how do you think Josue Coleman responded to the call this past Sunday? He's
responded very, very well. Yeah, and it's frustrating because I felt like the week leading up to that situation, he was training well already, was trending in a very positive direction, and then having to leave him out was difficult for us, but I thought necessary from a disciplinary point of view. He then responded very positively with another solid week of training, and then that's why he got such extended minutes in the game against Atlanta. And now he's back into full consideration, no doubt about it.
Any updates on Jonathan or Scott?
Nope, no updates.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.